If we're going to encourage our students to become active problem solvers and adopt a different posture, as teachers, we need to shift our focus about what kind of skills we're practicing with the students. Awareness of their own thinking process and analysis of these skills needs to become a more central component of education. In 2012, Fullen wrote, "The new pedagogy flips the role of students and teachers, where students are knowledge workers, learning to learn and think better, and where teachers see assessment as feedback about their impact, and engage in dialogue with the students about their aspirations and progress." When writing about digital pedagogy and learning with access to the internet, Morris highlighted a juxtaposition and provoked my thinking even further. He said, "Our digital pedagogy must inevitably acknowledge the ability of our students to control and choose containers for their own learning. In order for students to choose tools for their own use, they must have a sense of themselves as learners much more than a sense of us as teachers." So as teachers, we need to give ourselves and our students help, autonomy, resources, and practice with understanding their own learning. Generally, this learning about learning or thinking about thinking is called metacognition. So let's talk research. There's a broad research base that supports the idea that reflective practice builds metacognitive capacity. Likewise, Howard et al. Found that metacognitive monitoring and regulatory skills were a significant predictor of both content understanding and problem solving. And Benton furthered that and explained that promotion of metacognition led to increased self-reliance and independent thinking. Another study, Silver and Morris both described the work of the Sweetland Center for Writing with metacognition and established that metacognition falls into several categories, including planning, monitoring, and self-evaluation. Badger et al. Also followed up saying that metacognitive knowledge and skills were also relevant areas to focus on for the engagement of metacognitive growth. I would assert that in order to empower students to be successful in a 21st century context, we need to help them foster the ability to think about their own learning at multiple points during the learning process and across all of their subjects. Fullen says we've not gone far enough in promoting the new pedagogy, learning how to learn, and this is where technology comes into play. It's now time to reconcile how technology can join the fray in a more purposeful way in order to transform learning for educators and learners in the 21st. In my own personal experience, teenagers are prone to get bored easily in school, and any of the tasks that don't harness their interests are less likely to have a long-lasting impact in terms of their education. Rose et al. Found reflection is often completed for a teacher as a written task in addition to or paired with other summative work. Thus, it's often seen as work for the teacher rather than for the student. This leads reflection to become a dirty word. My own students groaned when I started talking to them about reflection. So I'm left with the question, how do we avoid the pitfalls of reflective practice that's pointed at the teachers in order to embrace this new pedagogy where students are more active participants in their own learning? In my mind, technology is what becomes a big part of the answer.